again today. I'm sorry, but it definitely will happen again. I was late again today. I'm sorry, but it will definitely happen again.
I was late today, and it made me wanna go away. Made me want to cry all day, but that's okay, 'cause I'm gonna do it again, and I'm gonna do it, my friends. I'm gonna be late again, and I'm gonna make amends, yeah.
And I was on time, which is not like it for my people. My people, my people. And wait, I can say it, yeah.
I was late today, and I'm sorry, but it definitely will happen again.
I was late today, and I'm sorry. Don't wait, but it totally will happen again. But now it won't happen again, because this is the very, 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 very end. Bang.
Let's start the show. Yay, everybody, welcome back to, I'm going to start our little stopwatch so we know where we're at, because we all have no concept of time.
The Big
here.
Finish!
The Big Finish! We're back! I am one of the hosts. I'm Jamie Schreiner. Let's give it up really quickly for Beckett and Tam on the keys. Played that opening song for us. We're trying something a little new. And we also have the other host of the show.
Beckett. Kenny is my name, not Becca, but Beckett.
Beckett. And we have a very special guest with us today. We are so excited. We wanted to have Shawn Banks on for so long. Shawn, thank you for joining us.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much. I'm a friend of the pod.
What is that?
Thanks for having me. I'm sorry?
What is your rock on your... You have the Pisces. What is that? What stone is that?
I was like, so let's get into it. Thanks for having me. So this necklace is a necklace that I've had since my freshman year of college in 2014. So, oh my God, like almost 10 years of having this necklace. I got it. So I am a Pisces gang. Okay, anyways, let's stop. I've been on TikTok way too much. But yeah, so I got this from this like really nice like African lady who was like selling jewelry on our campus. And infamously, she said it was $10. I said, I have 7. And so she said, okay, we have a sale then. So then I just bought it ever since then, and I haven't like changed anything about it. This is the same strand as well. Like in the back, it's a little raggedy because like she did not hold up over the past 9 years. And then this is, I got this necklace last year when I traveled to Lisbon, Portugal. And I got it at like a flea market from this like person who was selling like crystals and stuff. I don't really know the name of it because like he didn't tell me, but like he said it's for like positivity and like it radiates stardom. And so I told him, I was like, because he was like, oh, why are you in like in Blizzard? I was like, oh, like I'm just like here out. He's like, what do you do in America? I was like, well, I work retail, but I was like, I don't know about that, but I was like, I'm a performer. Yeah. And he was like, oh, well, like wear this on stage and your star will shine. And
oh wow. So, do you feel better at stand up now that like you have when you have the necklace on?
I feel like it just always showed and really shown what was already there. And so I feel like the stardom was like present, but like the necklace kind of just like enhances it.
Makes you feel like comfy on your own skin. You're like, I got this. I was going to say to the listeners at home who can't see, if you're not watching and you can't see what this looks like, I'm just going to try to describe in detail for you. So it's one of those ones that is kind of like thin and pointed at each end, so it's almost like thin, like a tall candle, but pointed at each end.
Cylindrical.
Can I describe the other one?
Yes.
A necklace.
Oh my gosh, the details. Honey, clock the details.
And I was gonna just say the stone, although we don't know which stone it is exactly. It's kind of like coppery, and it's got like a glittering to it. Like it shimmers. So if you're trying to get that star power, you got to get that.
Thank you for noticing.
Gotta get
that. Yes.
The circular one that kind of looks like a coin to me reminds me of. Did anyone watch the Angela Lansbury movie Bedknobs and Broomsticks?
Yes, of course.
Did you?
I did not.
Did anybody watch Bedknobs and Broomsticks?
Okay.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks was supposed to be a sequel to Mary Poppins, where it's like
I haven't seen it so long, but they're like on a magical bed, and then like is it now? I feel like it's ringing and they like have this special bed knob, and then like they twist it, and then they go like under the sea, and then they and I love that movie. And then she ends up like I think fighting off the Nazis by like.
Oh wow!
I do not remember.
Gun. No, I
don't remember that.
No, she like does this like magical spell, and then she's like floating on her broom. I was obsessed with witches as a kid, still am. And then witches. All of the like that was what I wanted to be before I was a performer. Was I wanted to be a witch? When I found out that was not an occupation, devastated.
Honestly, I do find it a little ironic, and I want you to chime in on this as well, Shawn. For someone who used to be a witch. Or wanting to be a witch, you're one of the most skeptical about astrology people I've ever met.
Oh, that's because I wanted to be a witch, but I didn't believe in it. I was a Wiccan at 6 years old, and then I was like, I remember always like I'm very not religious, and in fact, I'm kind of I don't really believe in anything supernatural or superstitious or anything like that. I have OCD, which kind of does the same thing as superstition sometimes, where I'm like, I have to tap this side of my body, but like I don't really have any kind of beliefs, and it's because I just can't believe it. I would read the books, and I'd read but it just didn't. I didn't believe that it was working or changing anything.
So even when you were a Wiccan, did you believe any of like those like supernatural powers, or like did you?
I mean, maybe a little bit. Like I would like read the spell, and like because I remember like I had books on it, and I would like read the spells in them and stuff, and like do like whatever ritual or stuff where like you lit a candle and like did a circle or something, and I would kind of wait and I'd be like, I don't think this changed anything. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
I also like think I was disappointed that like all the spells are like, this spell is to make you have good luck for 6 weeks in a general way, and I was like, okay, but how am I gonna make this table float? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, okay, cool. How am I gonna resurrect these zombies? I'm like, I need to be able to freeze time. If I'm not a charmed one, I'm pissed. You know what I mean? Like,
fair
so
enough.
that's where I was. I'm not really spiritual at all, but I wish I was. I wish, so that's where I'm at.
I get that. I mean, astrology and like I guess witchcraft are two of the same, where it's like you kind of have to believe it in order for it to actually have power, but then you also I feel like it has to do with like a lot of like energy and a lot of like subjective things that could happen. Like I feel like a lot of like witch spells are like if you like cast a spell on someone, they'll have bad fortune for like the next 7 years. It's like, okay, well, I mean, 7 years is like a wide net. Like I'm looking for like an immediate receipt. I'm not looking for
if you're like you have bad fortune for 70 years, and then like every time something bad happens in those 70 years, you're like that damn witch. You know what I mean? Like
just like when like someone who was like, they were like, oh my god, my Scorpio's showing, like I just gaslit that man. Oh well, it's okay to gaslit man. Yeah. They've been doing it for years. So
yeah.
I mean, I think the only thing that I would interject with all of that, I think part of it to me sounds like you had difficulty with it not being an immediate outcome.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes some of the things like anything, it takes patience, and like I don't think Hermione picked up the wand and was like Leviosa.
If there's a real Hermione in this world who's able to do what Hermione in the Harry Potter movies could do, and that took the patience and training, and I could see that was a goal, I'd be like, okay, yeah, at the beginning it takes some time. You know what I mean? Like I would go through like the brutal open mics of spell comedy if that's what it took. Like I would be, I'd be like, so anyone here from out of town and my wand, if that's what it needed to happen, if it meant that one day I would be playing the Carnegie Hall of Wingardium Leviosa, but that's just not. I don't think, to me, it's just there isn't enough to prove to me beyond a reasonable doubt, or even a little bit below that something's happening from like the magic. And also, I went through a few different religions in that phase. The one I wanted to be, I had a religious crisis when I was like in elementary school, because I remember just being like, I would be like, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in like heaven, we would go to churches, and like we went to a bunch of different churches, and I was like, I was like, I just don't believe this. And then when I would imagine heaven, it's like I was just like falling through the clouds, and I was like, I don't want to
deal with that.
Yeah. And so, but like, and it wasn't. Some of them I liked, and some of them were nice, and I actually thought Wiccanism seemed cool. But like, I didn't believe in the gods or the spirits or the I just didn't believe in that aspect of it. I wanted to believe in it. I was obsessed with that, but I just didn't believe it. Mm-hmm. So that's where I'm at.
No, I think that's reasonable, and I think the only reason I ask is just because I would say that my spirituality is more so tied to like the things that we discuss than it is like a church or a bigger religion. So I think like I don't think this is probably an actual dictionary definition of spirituality, but in my opinion, spirituality is anything that connects you to something bigger than yourself. So for you, I guess like what is that for you, if not the things you went through? I
guess for me, like the thing that I would say that connects me to like a feeling of bigness is just the fact that like kind of my amazement at the fact that there are people and there are humans and that we're able to do cool things. Yeah. Like to me, like it's like I don't really believe like in a supernatural or spiritual, but I believe that what's happening in the real world that is tangible, that is visible, is amazing and is insane and is like beyond belief in a way. And I think like those moments of like when you're at a concert and you're like all experiencing that, like that is like a fulfilling, like energetic experience for me. I don't, but it feels different to me from what I would define spirituality as for me. But I get what you're saying, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
But I would just ask Shawn, for you, like I guess what's that for you? Since we're all going around and we're talking spirituality now, like the reason I always when I would work with kids I would explain spirituality in that way, just because like. You were saying you were going through a religious crisis when you were 5, so it's like there's lots of kids who you say spirituality to them and their heads spin, and so I tried to like make it very tangible, easy to understand, which to me is like something that connects you to something bigger than yourself. So I guess what is that for you, Shawn?
I would say like I'm not like a super spiritual person. I don't really necessarily believe in religion. I mean, organized religion in itself is a scam. I, especially as someone who grew up in the church pretty much all their life. Like my mother was like super like religious Christian Baptist. We went to church every Sunday and Wednesday, and gotta get that weekday Bible study.
Not on hump day. How am I gonna hump? They're telling me not to hump.
The humps were for the camel's back that the disciples rode in on, I guess. I don't know. And so I just never necessarily like set well with me, and this is why like I always believe that like you should believe children's first instinct, because I think that like a lot of people underestimate how like intelligent or how instinctive children naturally are. Like as you were saying, like I feel like kids are impressionable, but I feel like they also pick up things very fast, and I think that's something that we need to acknowledge. And I just never necessarily sat well with me. I never, I guess, subscribed to the idea that there was like some like one man up that we can't see, that's not tangible, that's like making all these decisions for everyone and everything, and you have to also like live by like an unspoken and also unproven doctrine of like rules that if you don't do them, then you're going to go to this like terrible place, but if you do them, then you're going to hang out with, like, I never necessarily like subscribe to that. So like I am very big on kind of like spirituality in the sense of like fate. Like I believe in karma. Like I believe that like in the rules of like physics and gravity, like what goes up must come down. Everything happens for a reason. And also like I feel like what you put into the world is what you get out of it as well. And then I also am
like I love that. But anyway,
I'm also just one more thing. I'm also super into the idea of what is it? I love the theory of deja vu, and reincarnation. Yeah. I fully subscribe to the idea of reincarnation.
That was part of my, really quickly, part of my real religious crisis was being like, my mom was like, well, maybe if you don't believe in heaven, like people believe in reincarnation. I'm like, so I'm going to wake up as a bug. And she's like, well, maybe not as a bug, but I'm like, am I going to be around any of the people who were here before? So I just forgot my whole life. And I'm like, I'm like, I just don't, anyway, but that was like, I was like, that sounds terrifying, even if I am another person. Anyway.
No, sorry. You don't, I was going to say with the reincarnation thing, I don't know if you guys have heard this theory. And I forget where I heard this theory, honestly, but it was the idea that when you die, you like if reincarnation's true, what they believe is when you die, you like come to and you're looking out over this field of like all these different people like fucking each other, and you like zoom in, like you're kind of like, oh, what's going, like your consciousness
and you're
is
picking
like
which one you're.
Yeah, and the couple that you zoom in on pick, that's your parents.
I've heard that theory as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that allegedly like your soul chooses your parents.
Oh, great! I picked an abortion.
So we're picking pro-choice in the afterlife. Good to know.
I'm sorry. That's a really interesting theory. I love how it's like, damn, they're really going at it. I want to be with them.
But can you imagine? Okay, but if your theory is true, can you imagine?
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What was my theory?
No, but like, okay, I'm saying hypothetically, you look out over this field, you pick a couple, you get aborted, you're like, not again.
I know, but then you're back. Oh my god, because then you go right back and you're like, can I get a refund? Can we get another one? Yeah, I need to.
You're like looking over the field. You're like, okay, well, I guess that was a dud. Like that's kind of.
Oh my god, and then
that's why I get like iffy with like sometimes these things like with the field, because I feel like that kind of does like lend credence to the idea that it's like people are like already people by like the time, you know what I mean, by like the time they're born, which I think is, do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, but I think if you look, so what I subscribe to that, if we're talking the scientific law, matter cannot be created or destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
If an abortion happens, that energy has to go somewhere. So I think it's like we said, where it's just like you just reset until you're born. Like it's not like that consciousness will never exist.
Right.
If you have an abortion, it'll be born somewhere else.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So
in reincarnation, yeah. Sorry, and you were saying something, Shawn. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say about how like reincarnation essentially is the whole idea behind deja vu. You know how like deja vu is essentially the idea of like you've been somewhere that you had never been, or you experienced something you never experienced, and that's because I believe that like there are so many different dimensions that like so many different of us like live in, that the energies and the ideas that we share in our consciousness all have to cross paths. Why are you laughing?
I don't know why.
Wow.
I'm looking at Beckett too. Like
I have this darkness where when I say a funny joke, I then relive me telling the joke for like the rest of my conversation. I know
the purgatory pro-life joke.
I'm laughing to myself about the fact that I made a funny joke earlier, and that's my darkness. My partner Hunter saw me in Character Assassination, and Hunter was like, before you performed, you were the most engaged audience member. You laughed at everybody's jokes and stuff, and then after you performed, and I killed, and then you see me bomb though. But I'm just kidding. No, you're not. Though that is the only show I've ever like. I ate a dick. I ate such a dick at the video game show. Anyway, but
But she almost broke your jaw at one of the character assassination bros.
Oh yeah, but I didn't bomb. It's like my jaw hurts right now, so maybe that's karma.
We don't need to know about your person.
I don't know.
Anyways, continue.
And Hunter's like, before you performed, you were the most engaged. Afterwards, you literally were just looking at your script and like saying the words aloud. And like, I'm like, that's so embarrassing, because I was literally like reliving the kill. Like I was like going through the script and like saying the like, and I was just, because I don't know, like, you know what, like when you like murder and you're just like sometimes you're like tired before you go to a show, and then you like murder, and then you're like amped, and you're like, it's like a drug. But I was laughing about
the joke you made.
I have a question.
Sure.
We were talking about reincarnation, and this is one of the things I've asked some of my coworkers and friends as well. So you die, you get to pick your own family, but you get to pick like a famous celebrity, like to be your mother, father, parents, or whatever. What celebrity family would you like to be born into? I've already had my answers, but I want to hear you.
I think I want. Oh God.
Ooh.
I think I want to say J-Lo and Ben Affleck for the
God
plot.
damn it!
Oh my God.
Two Leos? You want two Leos? I'm a Leo and I kill myself.
Abort
me.
Exactly. Take me back. Reset again. No, we need it one more time.
Take me back to the fuck field.
Can we do a redo? I need to pick another one.
I need to find a new couple doing it doggy style. Sorry.
Okay, so J-Lo and Ben.
No, I think I saw Pink this weekend. First off, that bitch is good. I had the time of my life. Pink is so fun. I love Pink.
Okay.
I would be Pink's daughter, child. I guess Pink's daughter performed the show. Also, there's you know how Blue Ivy performs at Renaissance?
I saw her, yes.
And J-Lo's child, who's unbinary now, performed with J-Lo at the halftime show. There's now it's like a trend. I feel like that's never happened before, where it's like pop stars would bring up their children on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when they're as famous as they already are, a lot of people expect them to kind of follow in like the footsteps of their parents. And I think that especially like with the case of I can't speak for J-Lo and her daughter, but in the case of Blue Ivy's always kind of been set up for this path. She already won the Grammy. She has already been releasing music. So I think that what
Blue Ivy winning a Grammy is a little, for her goo goo gaga noises, is a little you see, thank God no one listens to this podcast, because otherwise people would be
okay, well.
Sean's like, I listen to your podcast.
I do.
Actually, I get more and more people every day like telling me that they listen to like an episode and like that they like the episode.
Stop shitting on all these pop stars.
I know. I need to stop shitting on all these pop stars.
Oh God, the Bee Hive is gonna come after.
I know. The Bee Hive is gonna be so
after
Blue Ivy deserved that Grammy.
Jamie, listeners, Jamie has not spoken ill will
Beyonce deserves
of anything
Grammys.
with the Carter Knowles family.
Do not include me in this. Do not lump me into this Beyonce slander.
Even off air, Jamie has not said anything negative about Beyonce or any of her offspring.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I do love the video. Have you seen the one of them in Dubai though? So Beyonce is in Dubai, brings Blue Ivy with her, and they're doing Brown Skin Girl, and Blue Ivy starts kind of adding her own riz to it. She does like a little like
yeah,
and you see Beyonce just like grab her by the like a quick hand grab, and it's like so subtle, but it's like it's almost like that she was like, Ivy, Blue, you better stop. You better cut it out, because it's like they're in Dubai. She can't be going
I'd be so well. I can't go to Dubai. And it's
like honestly what she does is not even that extreme. Like I think she just does like a da, 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 but like you just see Beyonce just go like and grab her hand so gently, just like, hey now, let's not add the choreo.
And that's when everyone commenced to drag this little girl online. It was just like, oh my gosh, like, let her be. She doesn't know any better.
I didn't drag. I just found it like, because I remember like being in show choir and being like in the front row and trying to just like add the extra riz, and you got like celebrated for it, but you don't get celebrated for it when you're on stage bombing Dubai, because you're in Dubai. You know what I mean? It's all about time and place.
Yeah, true.
But
I feel like the people online that were dragging her were like, oh, she was even off beat, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, we're not gonna
do this to a kid.
There are bigger fish to fry. Like, we're not gonna talk about if she was hitting the 1 and the 2 and does. Like, no, it was just like more to what you said. Wrong time, wrong place.
I'm okay with I think Blue Ivy does a great job. She seems like a great kid, very talented, especially for where she's at. I just don't know if she earned a Grammy. And I don't know. I mean, I guess we could take a video of Beyonce changing her diaper and give her an Oscar too, but like,
wow. So, if this is the last episode,
I'm getting Beyonce can't even get an Oscar.
Blame Beckett.
Oh man. I'm just like laughing at the fact that like, I mean, I just feel like she's gonna have an EGOT someday.
Yeah, she probably is. She's probably gonna have
podcast is gonna get.
She's probably gonna have an EGOT. You know, by the time she's like 14, and I'll be over here at Lincoln Lodge Studios, baby,
doing the podcast. I do feel like you know, like the Bee Hive is gonna attack our podcast. And the way, do you remember the disco demolition in the 70s where they put all the disco records on Soldier Field and like blew them up? The Bee Hive is gonna take
the disco
our digital
part 2.
our digital Big Finish podcast and just dynamite.
Oh my gosh.
The Big Finish.
They're going to put the finish in Big Finish. They're like, oh, you wanted a Big Finish, all right. We got you. Okay.
No, but
wait, who would be your celebrity couple that you wanted to? I think we only.
Oh yeah. So wait, did y'all both say J-Lo and Ben? Or
no, you said. I
think I actually
mine.
said. I would say Pink or Gaga, but I don't.
Okay.
They don't really have celebrity husbands.
I guess it doesn't have to be like a couple, but like your celebrity parents.
Okay, yeah.
I never said mine.
So what would be yours?
I think I want the Obamas to be my parents.
Okay.
I want the Obamas to be my parents. I just feel like they both like they're so mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
They're so like.
They're so cool.
Yeah, and I feel like I would love just to be their children post White House.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have liked to have been their children while they're in the White House because that seems too high pressure and like you can't step a toe out of line. But I would love to be like, oh, they just had an oops baby.
Mm-hmm.
Are they adopted because they were like bored and have money? Or I don't know, like.
And you're always scrutinized to such a level that is like doesn't make any sense. Which is why like I feel bad for like what is it, like celebrity children that are like put into the spotlight whether they want to or not, because it feels like anything could be taken any kind of way. And I say this, okay, I have like a small story. So I went to performing arts high school in Maryland, and
I was about to go, this
you're
is
still laughing at your joke.
No, I but that's not this is the voice doesn't fit all. I think I was looking for fame.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Okay, well, anyway, so I'm just kidding.
Maryland school.
So I went to a performing arts high school in Maryland, and a part of the choir, they would perform at this festival called Christmas in Washington, which is this televised event where they would have like different celebrities come and perform in front of the White House in Washington, D.C. And like the whole thing was that like the presidential family was sitting in the front row, and it's kind of like they're like hosting it in a sense. And so my high school performed at the Christmas in Washington event 2 years in a row. And the first, or is it the second term? Yeah, I think it's in Obama's second term. They were there, and like the Obama family, like Malia, Tasha, everyone was there. And like everyone in my high school at the choir just kept like pointing out how like stank-faced Malia and Sasha were sitting in the front row, and how they were so mean and rude, and how like Michelle and Obama said hi to them, but then they just weren't allowed to, or not allowed to, but they didn't. And I was like, okay. I think at the time they were like younger than us. They were maybe like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to speak with anyone unsupervised because they're, I think, less than 16 even. And also, they probably don't want to be there.
Yeah, they probably don't want to be there.
Like, what? Like, it's like imagine if you're 12 or 13 and you have to go with your family to like a family function. How many cookouts? How many baby showers? How many things have your parents dragged you to go to? And you're just like, oh god.
Especially like if it's like
calm down.
Children's choirs performing. You know what I mean? Like,
but and it's like, I mean, I can't imagine. It's like you probably had to see children's choirs. You had to sit through like some stand-up set during the State of the Union, whatever. You gotta like, I mean, all of these events. Hypothetically, every event they are not allowed to speak to anyone.
Yeah.
So you're not only do you have to go, you can't talk.
Well, I know of. I'm not gonna say which sister or what they did, but I know of somebody who went to like one of those like Ivy Leagues and saw maybe one of the Obama children doing a little something wild at a party, which I won't detail. But then I remember hearing it and being like, "That's so cool," and I'm so glad you told me this. And also, I feel like you shouldn't tell anyone this because it is unfair for like they deserve to have like wild college years, and I shouldn't be bringing it up on this podcast.
Okay, the Bee Hive, the FBI.
I know.
You're just really making a list of enemies here.
I feel like every episode I'm like, who's Beckett gonna come for this time? Right. I'm like, who's Beckett gonna drag to hell? I feel like I'm always sitting here. I'm like,
list of enemies.
You know, we have a lost episode. We have a lost episode because of the shit I talked about.
Yeah, Beckett talked so much, and it was funny because we were in the car after, and like, I remember I was like, I feel really anxious, and you're like, why? I was like, just that episode. I feel anxious about putting that out, and then like 3 days later, you were like, Yeah. I thought about it more too, and I think we should probably just let that one lie. And I was like, I remember.
Well,
you were
I
talking
felt
about,
bad.
Thank God.
I felt bad about you saying you were anxious in the car too, particularly, and I was like, and then also some of the drama got a little resolved, and then I was like, okay, okay, maybe I got a little emotional. Maybe I overreacted a bit.
I get it, Beckett. We all on a period sometimes.
Absolutely.
Things get spicy over here,
honey. I know that's right.
That's like what my favorite like American Dad quote. It's getting a little hot for the pepper.
Oh,
he's getting a little hot for the pepper.
A little hot for the pepper.
And I feel like our ADD took control again, but I still want to know who you want your parents to
Yes.
be.
Oh my God.
Yes, we need to know.
Honey, I got the ADHD rolling through me, honey.
We got 3 for 3 today.
Rolling in the
Tide.
deep, honey.
There's a fire.
Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union.
That's good. That's a good one. I like the nods from Becca. There's just a respect. There's like Becca just in the corner, like a respectful, like. Yeah.
Thank you. I think they'd be. Well, I know they're like the best parents. They're the most accepting, especially for their daughter. I think that you get both different sides of the entertainment industry. You get the athletic side. You get the performing. Like Gabrielle Union's the actress. Dwayne is like the basketball superstar. I mean, both rich in their own lanes, and I just think that like they just be like also like really fun parents.
Oh, I believe that.
So and like they're both gorgeous. Like he's handsome, she's beautiful. Like they're just like I would just have so much fun with them.
Does work. It works. It plays.
I do want to ask one of the questions that we usually ask on this show. While I have you here with us, it's kind of in the same wheelhouse. While we're talking like celebrity parents, if you could have a dinner party with 4 celebrities, living or dead, and Beckett and I have both answered this on a different episode, so we'll skip it, but 4 celebrities, living or dead, who would your 4 dinner party guests be?
Okay, so first one's definitely going to be Issa Rae.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, we were talking about her earlier, but she's my icon, the legend, the moment. Come on now. She's everything to me. I love her. I don't know. She's
Dreamland, motherfucker.
She's so funny and smart. Like I've never related to somebody more. Like I mean, I'm not even trying to sound like a parasocial relationship or anything, but like I saw myself when I saw Insecure, and so like I would just like to get into the mind of her. I would say another person, Ava DuVernay. I would really like to like tap into her mind, and also the fact that like. She like Oprah flew her out for her birthday. That's what I talked to her about. Like, girl, how does it feel? You got flew out by the Winfrey.
The Winfrey.
Okay. Who else? Okay. Third person. Probably be Beyonce, obvious reasons. Yeah, Beckett is mad.
I'm not mad about that. I'm just like, I mean, it'd be fun to know what her personality's like, you know. I love Beyonce. I saw her when she came to Chicago. She was very good. She's one of the greatest performers and talents of this generation. Now, I have no idea what she's like. So that's where what I'll say.
Fourth person. Fourth person, I would probably say I would say Brunson Purnell. He's I don't know if y'all know of him. He's a queer Black author and writer, and he like writes about like this is maybe going into my like alts kind of like side of it, but he's a Black queer writer based out of New York City, and like he won like multiple writings awards for like being able to speak about like the sexuality of like Black queer people, not just like men but like people in general. And I don't know, I think he'd be like a cool, because I feel like I have like heavy hitter, and I would like to have somebody that's like, he's like not famous but like he's just like someone I would like to like actually talk to
their brain.
and I pick their brain.
Yeah, totally.
So yeah,
I feel like I know the name, and that's what's bothering me. Can I ask like what do they have like a prominent like piece or like book?
They have a book. The name escapes me at the moment.
Cat in a Hat?
Oh no, Green Eggs and Ham. Yeah,
I do not like green eggs and ham.
Yeah,
I like men.
The ham is the allegory for patriarchy.
Chi.
Yeah, green eggs is social class.
True.
So yeah.
Yeah, Brunson Purnell. I know the name, so I definitely will look after this and see why. Because you said the name, I was like, I know I've like seen them in a.
I became familiar with him because I am like huge fans of Bob the Drag Queen, and Bob the Drag Queen hosts a podcast with Peppermint Blackbeard Town Hall, and they were having an episode, I think, talking about like interracial dating, and he was one of the guests, and I found out from him, and then like I just like followed him on Instagram, and then like I was like, he seems really interesting, so I would like to talk to him. It's really,
Yeah.
I love that.
So, yes.
Are you dating someone right now?
No, I am very single by choice.
Very single by choice.
I love it. I actually like low-key had to like break it off with somebody like in the past like week and a half because like they were
week and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fresh.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, like okay, so. Yeah, so we weren't like okay. Long story short, well, it's long story short-ish. We had just been like talking for a while, and there were some details that I found out later on that like made me realize that like he was definitely needed to be single for a while, then try to like hop into a relationship. I don't know if he would like be okay with me like saying his personal.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't want to. We don't want to have another lost episode.
So I'll just say that like we talked at first, and like we were like talking and like cooking up, and then like I was like let's just keep it casual, and then he said the same thing, and then like we got like a little closer. It's kind of one of those things where it just like happened naturally, and then like I was like okay, well I still wanted to keep it casual, and then like he told me some more information that I was like oh we can't and we can't do this anymore, and so yeah. But I like being single, and I'd rather say that way, to be honest.
Gotcha.
I love that. I was gonna say, so airing another person's dirty laundry aside, what are when it comes to dating? I'm sorry,
casual things I do. Yeah,
casual. When it comes to dating, if you were to be dating, you're loving being single right now, but if you were to be dating, what are red flags for you? Like if you meet another person, things that you see or like experience that you're like, oh, nope, not for me.
Yeah, what was the red flag for you in that last
not in that.
What was the red flag? What's his last name? What did the first initial of his first name?
Yeah,
social security number.
Please tell us 4 digits.
Smoking cigarettes is a red flag. I don't like personally.
What about vape?
No.
Okay.
That just seems no. It's just like I don't know. Just a kid like I don't know. Just don't do that. Like I don't. Just, there's no other like oh well no. It's just like don't vape. That for me personally. If anybody that vapes, fair. Do better. But like Beckett can't be the only controversial queen.
Yes,
I'll take some of the
Shawn,
brunt.
Shawn, I need you to say some things that make what I say seem okay.
Okay, so smoking, codependency. I am a very independent like person. I like my space. I like being able to do what I want to do, and I don't like being able to. I like being able to like have my freedom. And I, in the past, have like seen people and currently know people that just like kind of always have to be that person like with their partner, and I'm just like I like the best way to describe it is that like we should be able to go to a dinner party and we both go off separately and still be okay.
Yeah. They can hold their own.
Yeah, like we can like mingle and talk around together, but then also like if I go away, you should be fine to talk to people, and vice versa. Like we shouldn't have to be like always together.
I've had a situation with a person where it was, I mean, there were a lot of layers to some of like the issues that we had, but like one of them was I felt like I had to babysit them when like we would like go out, you know what I mean? Because I was like I feel like I would introduce them to people, and then they'd be like oh I like don't like talking, you know. I'm like I can't do this, and then they'd be like I want to go out and like meet people, and I'm like this was not a relationship but like a different situation, but it's like when people can't handle themselves in those situations, it can be a big burden.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Because you can't relax, you have to think about, are they okay? Are they having fun?
Yeah.
They can't just like generate fun themselves. That's like a huge bummer. I agree.
And it's not like, to me, even it's not like, oh, this person is sitting in the corner, but they're okay. It's like, it's like this person is like nervous, is kind of, it's taking down the mood a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Because like you feed
Not
off that
nervous,
energy,
really, but
and so it's just like if you feel it, and then they're gonna feel it, and then it's just like, no, ain't nobody got time for that at all. But yeah, I would say like the smoking, codependency, lack of, I mean, like this is like a little bit vague, but I would say like pessimism, like people that are like kind of like perpetually negative, like can't always look like, I consider myself like a somewhat optimistic person, realistic at most, but like always like I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I always like believe that like people are innately good. I don't think it was just innately bad, but like people that I just know that are like so negative and just like so pessimistic on anything, that is just like I can't do that. We don't do that over here in the Banksy household.
Well, yeah, because it's like you only have like so much energy in general, let alone like if you're struggling with any kind of mental illness. So you need the people around you to bring you joy. If the people around you are constantly dragging you down and like lowering your vibe.
Exactly.
I know it sounds it sounds so spiritual.
I know,
lower your vibe.
Well, it sounded more astrology than spiritual. It was like, don't want to throw off the vibe. Like good vibes only over here. Like that is like. That's zodiac.
You don't want to
girly.
lower their rising.
Don't lower my rising, boo. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Oh, like when people are like, they're like, I just like really feed off the vibes of other people. It's like, get a job. Like I can't. Like when people are like, I'm like, and I'm sorry if this is anybody in the room, but like
you like, just say sorry if this is you, Jamie. It's okay. It's okay.
But, like if there are people that like I don't know, like I just.
No. Say what you want to say.
Say it with your chest. I want to hear it. I'm ready.
Okay. I think it's because the word vibes has gotten so overused recently. And I think that's mainly what it is. I think there just has to be like a different word for it. Like vibes, like the term good vibes only. Like what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like what like I don't know, like
good vibes only is totally just toxic positivity in my opinion. Like you're allowed to be upset sometimes. Actually, it can be detrimental to your overall vibes over time to just go good vibes only, and then you're letting all this stuff like fester underneath the surface, and then it explodes out, and you're acting like a psychopath. Like
the vibes don't have to always be good.
The vibes are not always going to be good.
Sometimes the girlies are, a little depression.
Sometimes the vibrator's out of batteries.
Sometimes the vibes are only decent.
The vibrator.
Well, oh my god.
The vibrators. But it is a thing of like I do agree with you like on both ends of the spectrum. Like I think people who are super, super pessimistic, it's like, oh, you're exhausting. But people who are like, good vibes only, I can, like, there was oh my God, this, like, to this day, I can't believe I'm talking about this 5 years later, but 5 years ago, I went to a bachelorette party for one of my friends in high school, and one of her friends from college was in the bachelorette party, and I was assigned to drive everybody. At the last minute, I didn't find out till I got there, so I was upset because I wasn't planning to DD five bitches I didn't know. But this one, I said, hey, everybody, like, if everybody could throw me a little bit for gas money, I'm driving the whole way there. And she's like, oh, she's like, I don't have any cash, but I can pay you with my spiritual energy. And I was like, you can take your spiritual energy and walk off a fucking cliff. And I'm the most positive person ever, but that shit pissed me off.
And then she was like, fine. And then, like, she went over and she passed her energy to somebody, and then they start floating. And, like,
what bank do you keep spiritual energy at?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Can you send it via Zelle, Venmo, Cash App? Can you do that?
No, you can open a Roth IRA with that.
Yeah, so Bethany, I'm happy to accept your spiritual energy. Bethany, once you fucking find a Cash App account location for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can Venmo me and put the caption as spiritual energy.
Yeah, okay.
We're naming names today, honey.
And honestly, Bethany, that $20 has 5 years of interest, 100% per year. So whatever 20 times 5 is, that's what you owe me. And I think that's like 120. Did I do the right math on that? I think I did.
20 times 5 is 100.
Just
right?
kidding.
I'm right. Yeah.
Plus tax, plus tax, and
okay, interest and tax. So interest and tax. So the tax is an extra 20. So
yeah,
that's girl math. And
I'm sorry. Now I'm going to be reliving in the fantasy of me accurately getting what 20 times.
I do love the universe where you are better at math than me. I think that I feel like you would always be better at math than me.
No, I'm not. I'm not good at math at all. I'm not good at math.
Beckett was reincarnated as somebody that's smart. We love to see that.
Oh my god, can you imagine? What if I accidentally got reincarnated? And like what if like Marjorie Taylor Greene was your
oh my god, just imagine.
Okay, you're looking at Marjorie Taylor Greene fucking the fields and choosing that, Jamie.
I'm saying hypothetically, what if that's what your soul chooses? Like, whose soul would choose that?
I was about to say something so mean.
Oh god, what is it about Marjorie?
Say it.
If it's about Marjorie,
you'd be born with a big chin.
The same could be said for Natalie Nunn's parents.
I want to say this. I actually like the big chins. It's just in the context of Marjorie.
Honestly, I like big chins, big butts.
I like big chins, and I cannot lie.
Okay, well, I know both of y'all have partners, but like, what is like your favorite, like, I guess like what your sexiest party part or anything that you will see on like even your partners or people in general?
Future. I do love
sexiest party part. Which I love that terminology.
Party part.
What am I most attracted to in a person when I see them?
And it can be the obvious, like if you want, like if it's if it's boobs, if it's if it's ass, if it's like arms, like we can be superficial at the big finish.
One things that I can point out and be like, this is the thing for me that I can think. Maybe legs. I guess I'm attracted to legs, but I wouldn't say that even that is like so central to what I need. I'm not I don't have that much of a looks type per se.
Yeah.
I like hair.
Oh,
okay.
I don't know.
I feel like I
and I meant body hair too, as well.
I figured. Oh, okay, well, you really wanted to let us know. I'm body hair, but if I didn't make it clear.
I'm trying to think of a way to articulate this really quickly. I feel like I'm really attracted to people who like they have. I like people who are not perfect. If somebody is like very conventionally hot and has never been through shit, turn off.
I agree.
There has to be something a little bit ugly about you, and that could be your physical appearance or your personality. Like you have to, like there has to be something a little off for me to want you, and that's probably my darkness.
No, I think that that's very normal because I think that when somebody just like is like okay, like let's say like a Chris Hemsworth type. Not that he's not hot or that I would kick him out of my bed, but like that's not the person I'm gonna be like, ugh, I need to be with Chris Hemsworth. I need a little weird looking funny guy. I don't know, and it's not really even me being like I could never get with Chris Hemsworth. There is something to me that is more attractive about somebody who I think is like I'm just thinking of the Avengers cast because I feel like that's an easy reference point for me. But like a Paul Rudd is like more attractive to me than like a Chris Hemsworth.
I agree with that. I think also I was just gonna throw in really quickly, like with my partner specifically, I did feel initially attracted to him having an accent. First of all, like the accent was hot to me, as well as like he kind of like for a man has a dump truck ass, which I do love a dump truck ass on any gender. I love
nobody
dummy
dislikes
thick.
An ass.
Yeah, nobody dislikes a thick ass.
Like,
it's
an ass is an ass. Like
up top on both sides. An ass is an ass. We all
wait, can we do it at the same time?
Yeah.
Oh, I can do it solo.
Oh my God. I will say I want to hear what yours is, and then we got to start the song. But let's hear what Shawn's. What's your body part?
And I guess
Body
this
part.
is likely going to be what the song's about. I feel like.
Okay, cool. So then
I don't know.
I would say, I mean, okay, of course, you have to talk about like ass. That would be amazing.
You all. Yeah, I feel like it's got to be somebody who identifies as somebody with a great ass, and I would imagine that not to point any fingers, but that you would identify as somebody with a great ass.
Thank you for creating a safe space for me. I really appreciate that because, you know, she be dragging that wagon. And, you know, it's hard sometimes out here, you know.
She be dragging that wagon.
To find a seat that's comfortable, to find pants that fit. So I do identify with that. And thank you. Of course. So I would, you know, I would like to see myself in a partner, but if they don't have as glorious of a posterior as me, that's fine too. But I would also say another thing that I look at lips. Like lips are like very attractive.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when I look at people, I only look at their
You're
lips.
like, I'm attracted to somebody.
Like if you have really nice lips, like no matter what, like get it.
You're like, I'm attracted to somebody with nice lips and a nice ass, and I'm like, you?
I mean, yeah, I do think I am attractive, but like,
yeah, and you know, for those who have a, you know, there's always the BBL for those who are assigned flat at birth, you know.
Not assigned flat at birth.
Yeah, it's tough out here for us.
No, you're not.
So I do the joke about a kid saying I had a fat ass for a white girl, but I feel like it's the for a white girl that's like the only reason that joke works, because I don't have a fat ass. I have like it surprises you because you think it's gonna be flat and it's not, but it's not big either. So it's like we're working on it. You know, we're doing the donkey kicks. We're doing the squats.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I need to get back.
So
in the
yeah,
gym.
maybe in a year I can have a dump truck ass too.
This is the year anniversary of Chromatica Ball. Really quick, I'm sorry.
I saw you post about it on your Instagram.
Yeah, so that was, which, you know, was a transformative moment in my life, and I looked at the pictures of myself from a year ago. That was abysmal.
Wait,
anyway.
Abysmal as in like, what do you mean? Like
I was like, I need to get healthy again.
Oh,
I was kind of having some you know, body issues looking at the old me. I mean, I feel like I really am very much like a fluctuator, and I it's funny because I mean, I'm in a relationship now, and I feel like that's a big part of it, but like I've been this big before, and I wasn't able to be okay with my body as much, you know what I mean? And I feel like now coming at it again, I don't feel as like obsessed with my body, or like like bad about like being bigger, or like, you know, this size as I did when I was earlier, and I feel like I carry it better, and you know, I like how I look better, you know. But it is still something I'm like I kind of miss how I used to look a little bit. You know what I mean?
it happens, you know.
Anyway, to end on a serious note.
I feel bad being like, well, time to sing.
Time to sing
song.
Well, I guess I'll sing a song then.
I guess I'll sing. Oh man, okay. Full lips, big heart, and a dump truck ass. I need full lips, big heart, and a dump truck ass. I need full lips, big heart, and a dump truck ass. I need full lips, big heart, and a dump truck ass.
I need a big heart, but that's just a start, cause I need a big ass to get it fart. Bitch, I'm down and ready to clown. Yeah, I'm gonna drive it all over town. I'ma drive around that semi in your back. I'ma drive around and you don't get attacked. Cause I'm protecting you. I can't rap, but that's okay. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm not afraid of social conventions. I will do an intervention. Fuck you, bitch. I'm not scared. What? Out, bitch. Yeah, Shawn.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, these lips will tell it all. Bitch, I am wearing it. Ooh, I'm feeling it. Love a lips, love some ass, and you have to be a little weird and you gotta talk shit. That is what I got to say.
Full lips and a dump truck ass. I need full lips, big heart, and a dump truck ass. I need full lips, big heart, and a dump truck ass.
I need full lips, big ass, and a dump truck.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get on your knees, please. I don't really like you coming over here smelling like cheese. You're a nasty little boy, you're a piece of shit. If you don't like it, you can lick my clit. If you don't like it, you can lick my clit. If you don't like it, you can lick my clit. I need full lips, Big heart and a dump truck ass.
Oh,
I need full lips. Big heart and a dump truck ass. Full lips. Big heart and a dump truck ass. I need full lips. Big heart and a dump truck ass. Gotta be dummy thick if you're talking to me. You better be dummy thick if you wanna see what's going on under my sheets. You gotta be dummy thick if you're talking to me. You gotta be a little weird. You gotta be a freak. You gotta have some childhood trauma that you're kind of still trying to process and you haven't really figured it out yet. Yeah. So, what do you think? You wanna go talk about who we would want our parents to be when we're reincarnated later?
Is that the landfill?
Yeah.
Everybody give it up for our covetous Becca. Damn.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a fun second one. I don't feel like we completely bombed the second
I
one.
fucking loved the second
I
one.
feel like that
The
was
second one
great.
hot.
Honestly, you ate.
I
Honestly, no crumbs. I can't see you.
Honestly, that rap was that improvised?
That was like- that
Were
like-
you drawing? Were you drawing, or this was fully new?
That was fully new.
Oh, that was
What?
pussy.
Okay.
That was pussy,
Thank you.
Jamie. That was very
Like-
pussy.
Thank you.
So there are
Thank you.
multiple bars here at the Lincoln Lodge because
Oh.
one bar. Whoa.
Well, speaking of the Lincoln Lodge, thank you so much to the Lincoln Lodge and our wonderful producer, Christine Ferreira, as well as Shawn for joining us today. This has been The Big Finish. Thank you, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
This is the Big Finish at Lincoln Lodge. We're about to get it on the show. So come on, everybody, and get the show on the road.
Let's get it on the road.